Hey, welcome to the penultimate session of season 2. So, I have no idea where you guys want to be, so we'll have you waking up in the magnificent manner of not one, but two B-list actors sharing the red carpet.
Who else made it to be great?
You're not really sure yet. When you emerge from your room, you do see. Did you ever see the what was that zombie movie called? Zombieland USA.
Yes.
Remember the picture of Bill Murray on the wall where it had like 9 different pictures and slightly different 1960s style Andy Warhol colors?
Yes.
One of those is up with Doc Fulton on it.
Yes.
And then there's also another picture of a giant bottle of whiskey. So your guess is that
My
those two.
suspicion. Yeah, well, I knew it was Doc Fulton because I was here when that occurred. I wasn't sure who the second person was.
Apparently, some new heartthrob has come on the scene, claiming to have been one time governor of Massachusetts, and yeah.
Fair enough.
President drunk.
All right, I shall go and have breakfast.
The house is all back functioning again. There is a lot of people here. While you're sitting down, a hairstylist just begins working on you and shit.
Okay.
There are publicists here. There are stylists. There are miscellaneous lackeys. There are runners. There are agents, etc. All here. And pretty much they don't know who you are, but if you're close to one of the 2 principal actors, they figure they'd best jump when you come into the fucking room. And by God, they do. Jim is here. He seems a bit empathy roll stoic.
Whatever.
Freaked out and frazzled that so many new people and shit are running around. He's used to just a few insane PCs chopping up and leaving bodies in the basement type thing. He's not used to all these people. There must be at least 30 people in the house aside from you guys.
30 additional people. All right. Wow. Good morning, Jim.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Is anybody else about today?
I'm not certain, sir. I am waiting to see who else emerges. Chris, would you like to emerge?
No.
No problem. As you're walking down the hall, I'm sure that you've seen those movies with the president of the United States, and he's got like a half dozen or more people that are following in his wake, asking him questions and having him sign shit and stuff like that. That's your life now. Fuck you. So anyway, you long for the old days of just gunning down a few ninjas. That was less stressful than this bullshit. Yeah. They escort you over to a table, and when you sit down, somebody sits really uncomfortably close to you and begins cutting your food up for you while somebody else is working on both hands of your fingernails.
Morning, Doc.
Hello.
I guess we're not suffering from hot and cold running ninjas anymore?
No.
With this many people around?
Would you like some privacy? Asks Jim.
Please.
He rings a bell and everybody looks at him like, damn you! And the guy cutting up your food goes, well, I've gotten through the majority of it, and they all leave. They retire to the family room area. You hear the TV come on. Jim goes and checks, make sure nobody's lurking nearby, and closes doors and such. He has the breakfast put out on the table for you so that you can serve yourself. And he says, if you need me, and he gives you like basically a little clicker thing that will buzz him when you need it. You have new toys here, apparently.
Okay. Thank you, Jim.
He nods and he says, is there anything else that you... Empathy rolls on Jim. He's...
Nope.
Got it.
Something's troubling Jim is all you can really get with that there, Doc. But he's, of course, not going to say it because stoic. But,
How are you doing, Jim?
oh, I'm fine, sir. Shifty dog eyes.
And what
you
about
may
the
speak
missus?
frankly, please.
Oh, of course, sir. She is doing all right, sir. Downcast eyes.
Out with it.
Sir, he is attempting his acting role on you guys. You may counter with empathy if you wish. He is not a fucking world-class actor, but let's now.
By -30?
Yeah.
By 50.
He is attempting to look confused, like, whatever could you mean?
By 60, sorry.
Not pulling it off. You can tell that there's something deeply troubling. Well, actually, you both can tell there's something deeply troubling him, but you're pretty convinced that you could bring in a dentist with no Novocaine. Chris, stop bouncing your foot. And you would not get it out of him. He won't give it up even with direct torture. But you were believing with those amazing empathy rolls, it may concern the missus.
Yes.
He waits for some reason, possibly to be dismissed, possibly shot, possibly interrogated. Doctor stares at it. Jim begins shuffling backward toward the door, just little steps. He's going about the speed of the kid in the Sixth Sense.
Your missus is doing well?
She is very healthy, sir.
Mind, body, and spirit?
I'm quite sure, sir, he says in a tone of voice that tells you no.
She's not having to cook for all the additional people, is she?
Oh, that's not really an issue, sir. It's quite a large kitchen.
Yes, but it's one thing to cook for 2 or 3 people. It's another thing having to continually prepare meals by yourself for 30, 40, 50 people.
I'm sure that the cooking doesn't bother her overly much, sir.
Are you guys happy working here?
We are happy working for you, he says.
What's Alex done this time?
Alex, sir? I'm sure that Mr. Kinley has done nothing overly untoward, not beyond his normal, sir. Not saying that he does anything bad or disharmonious. He attempts to look anywhere except at you guys.
Has Mildred's girlfriend turned up?
When you say Mildred, with your amazing empathy rolls, whole body tense. When you say girlfriend, bit of confusion. And then fear.
Mm-hmm. All right. I was suspecting it was either one or the two. So, what's Mildred done this time? Or is it just what she did the last time?
Oh, just the... sir.
All right.
Please, you can speak frankly. We've been through much. We don't mind.
No.
Well, sir, between the constant ninja attacks and the various corpses that stock up in the cellar, and Well, the missus is concerned, but I told her that it's not for us to say, sir. It's not our place. And the human skins on the drying rack did upset my wife a bit. She had gone down for another barrel of cornstarch, and, well, she's still suffering night terrors, sir. Fortunately, we have a very good mental health plan. She used her 10 free visits, sir. The screams have become slightly less. We are not dissatisfied with the service when she's sleeping. It did take me a bit by surprise the first 2 months, but I've gotten into more of a routine, sir.
We shall have to do something about this.
Perhaps we could make a separate corpse building or something.
Yes, well, that's what I was thinking. Doc, I don't know what you've been up to since I last saw you. Did any of the others mention to you the apartment that we'd put a down deposit on that is near the sewer entrance in this world that we exited out of in the cyberpunk world?
If that will be all, sir, says the butler, becoming uncomfortable at the strange turn of conversation.
No, I'm just thinking that location may be better suited for Mildred and her habits.
Habits.
So, especially with the additional people wandering around, we don't want to put undue stress on, well, especially not Jim and Mrs. Parapet.
Thank you, sir. It's very kind of you, but we don't require special consideration, sir. We know our place.
But we think you do.
Yeah.
Oh, sir.
You've gone above and beyond and had to put up with way more than normally people should endure.
Since
I mean, if we weren't concerned about your welfare, we wouldn't have put you up in that 5-star hotel when the ninja attacks first occurred.
It was appreciated, sir. Very well. I will tell Mrs. Parapet.
Yeah, we'll do something about it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you.
Okay.
He makes sure your drinks are topped up and beats a quick retreat, looking very embarrassed about all of this.
So did Mildred, or I don't know if you've seen Mildred or Alex, mention about the other apartment that we put a deposit on?
Mm-mm.
All right. So, you know the apartment buildings we came out of where the UFO was in the other realm? Well, I found the same location here, and there was an equivalent door downstairs, as well as another door that we missed in the cyberpunk world, which we explored. And that is where we encountered Brown.
Who?
The AI Brown.
Oh, right.
Who Alex is now affiliated with.
Interesting.
Yes. There's a but the other thing is there's quite a large apartment that just happened to be available that gives us access to that area that we put a deposit on, and we just needed to finalize the payment. To give us, basically, and that would give us full access to that area and downstairs and the various other items that we encountered down there. It was one of the areas was, one area was slightly different to the cyberpunk. It didn't lead down to the equivalent area where the UFO was, but the other area had a few bits and pieces down there, including a Hyperborean's two-handed sword and a dragon's mouth that's closed and will open eventually, or we'll eventually find some indication as to how to open it.
I know it might have to do with something magical.
Or something like the gate in the cyberpunk.
Mm-hmm.
That there will, at some stage, something will occur that will allow us to actually start interacting with them. But yeah, anyway, so that apartment potentially could be a location where Mildred could work on her habit, because nobody looks like they go into the sewers, and that'll, if necessary, give her a location to dispose of her failed workings. If the cleanup crew start getting a bit antsy, even more antsy about the whole situation.
So, anything else of import going on?
Well, if you weren't aware of Brown, you're probably not aware of the ability Alex gained from Brown.
What's
Brown's
that?
Oh, Brown's domain is the sewers. Alex can now, when walking the sewers, cross realms.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, it is very awesome.
And he can bring people with him, or what?
Yes. Hence my question about if Mildred's girlfriend was here, because after all the effort we put in to try and work out a way of getting her across, we're pretty sure that with Alex's newfound ability, we'll be able to bring her across that way.
Interesting.
Yeah, basically, it takes a couple of hours of working. He's got to specify the location, and depending on where it is, if it is, say, for example, the sewers under St. Angeles or the equivalent place, he can go from place to place, there and back again. If, however, it's sewers somewhere else in the world, say, for example, London or Los Angeles or whatever. Sorry, not Los Angeles, New York. He can travel there, but he won't be able to travel back. So he can travel to sewers anywhere.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, very powerful. It's just, whether or not he can travel back. And if you see him walking around with a horse codpiece, Brown is inside it, viewing the world through it. Yeah, it was pretty bizarre.
I don't think that's all that's inside of it.
No. When the horse head started looking at us and talking to us, it was a bit off-putting. Alex initially said, "Oh, that was just because he was excited for what we found," but yeah. Yes, I'm not. Yeah, it was one of those things. Yes.
One thing that you do remember is that you do not have the funds to close the deal on the apartment.
No. That's why I was asking if they had mentioned it to Doc.
How much
Doc
do you
doesn't
need?
even know how much he has in his bank right now.
90 grand to close it. It was a steal. It was called a 0-1 on a luck roll.
How much do I have in my bank account?
You have no idea.
Yeah.
Doc Fulton looks over his breakfast. Nothing tells him shit. He's looking at the bagel and shit like, how much money do I have? And the bagel just fucking sits there.
I called Jim back in.
Right. Jim comes back in after just a couple minutes of the clicker action. Sir,
do I have a financial advisor or something now?
I will bring him in, sir, if you wish.
Thank you.
Right. He brings in your financial advisor / accountant / possible drug dealer, as all stars have. He sits down and looks attentively at you. He gets paid a lot of money to do that. Apparently, he's practiced this look.
So I was curious, how much money do I have?
Well, sir, right now you have not yet done your big breakout roll. And so pretty much it's just residuals from the handy show at this point, sir.
So nothing?
Oh no, about 200,000, sir. But we're expecting big numbers as soon as you start in a big breakout role. Have you taken a look at any new scripts?
No,
Elliot
not
has
yet.
sent over some. Would you like me to bring them in?
Sure. While you're at it,
Hairstylist?
no. What was the property that you were talking about?
I'll get the paperwork.
Okay,
No problem. He goes, that'll take quite a bit of your remaining funds, sir.
that's fine.
It'll take less than half.
Make it so.
It'll be done. He takes the documents. He comes back with a big fucking box and sets it on the chair he had been sitting on, and he says, "The script, sir."
Okay.
Right, I'll go take care of this. Off he goes.
Nat, they remind me of an idea I had, Doc. I was thinking about writing a book and doing a bit of background story, something that could potentially get turned into a TV series or a series of films. And the context of it is about individuals that can travel between places. So I was thinking about doing some world building and that, and writing down world building. And if others wish to contribute, they're quite welcome to.
As the campaign gets more meta as he goes.
Well, I was thinking about the whole hiding something in plain sight situation.
I'm good with that. Yeah. Does your character have creative writing skill?
I have storytelling.
That'll work. You get somebody else to write it for you. You tell them the story, and they go, "Oh my god!" And then they write it, and then they rewrite it.
Yeah, but as I said, initially, I was thinking about just world building, so working out the background and stuff, building up a strong world. AKA, we can start noting down passing information about the different places we've visited and building up information that we know about them. Disguising it as world building for a novel or a script.
Got it. You hear from the other room.
What is going on?
You don't know. It was a babble of voices from a door opening. Somebody yelled, "Got it," and then the door closed and the babble of voices stopped. And there's a big box of scripts, and your eggs are getting cold.
I eat my eggs and peruse the scripts.
Give me a luck roll. Lower is much, much better. This is for the quality of scripts that Elliot has sent over and that have been literally gathering dust.
No, I got my luck roll, but
they suck cock. There's nothing there that screams my big B-list breakout role that will net me a whole bunch of fucking money.
Meh. I toss them to the side.
Yeah.
I need an Ari is what I need.
A what?
An Ari.
What's an Ari?
Ari Gold.
Ari Gold?
Yeah.
Is he a famous guy who finds stuff script-wise or something?
No, that was the agent in Entourage.
Of course it was. I couldn't watch very much of the Entourage stuff. I tried because it's like research for the campaign, and it's pretty much just The Quest for Pussy Continues. That's an alternative title for it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So, you guys eat your breakfast, discuss how bad the scripts are. I mean, there's some decent scripts, but apparently Elliot doesn't know what kind of script you are after, and so he's trying the shotgun approach right now, and it's not working. But you know that if you can do the right kind of movie and roll some amazing shit, possibly get McKay in it so that he is like a good supporting actor, plus get some checks and various shit, then that could net you a bunch of money, which will give you more options and stuff. And by a bunch, I'm talking 7 digits, depending on the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not that most people would be upset with finding out they had a mere 200,000 in their bank account and shit. Of course, about half of the money you make will go to taxes, and then the other, then the 30 people hanging out in the other room will suck away as much as they can.
Mm-hmm.
And if you need any ninja gear, we had 8 of them attack us previously. So besides the original ones, we've got 8 times the ninja gear.
Pete, just take a card for the dry way in which you're presenting. By the way, we have extra ninja gear if you'd like to. Other people are dressing up as ninjas, so if you wanted to, we have. I'm sure we can find
Their
one.
weaponry, their outfits, their various powders, their mobile phones.
I don't think that's going to be much of a problem anymore.
No. Oh, no, things have progressed in regards to that, Stone.
What stone?
Oh, really?
Hmm.
The accountant guy comes back in and he says, when do you want to go to the building to sign documents and stuff?
Let's go now so we get it done.
Yep.
Fine. Yeah. He tries calling somewhere and he's like, come on, Minger, pick up. Minger, we can take one of your cars, he says, hanging up the phone.
Delma not answering?
No, sir. She hasn't answered in the last bit.
No?
Yeah, she's been in a really bad way since her since she got left at the altar and stuff,
Oh, her girlfriend dumped her, did her? Fiance dumped her, did she?
On the fucking altar.
On the altar?
On the altar.
Mm.
Yeah. But hey, it can't all be bad. What's her name? The lady, what they said, she had the craziest last name I'd ever heard. What's her name? She looks really normal and stuff, but she's got them crazy eyes. What's her name?
Mildred?
Is that her first name? Oh my God. And her last name was like crazy last name.
Who am I talking to exactly? I'm not asking
This
about
is your accountant.
Baumgarten.
Bumgardner, yeah, wow, what a fucked up name. Yeah, so Mildred Bumgardner, you don't really know your accountant that well, but he's okay. He gets really excited about facts and figures and very depressed you don't have enough figures in your bank yet. But his job is to help you keep as much money as possible. He's already been talking Cayman Island shit. So he says, yeah, she went out with your chauffeur to help her. And I haven't seen the chauffeur since, actually.
Okay.
I didn't think she liked her. So, I don't know. The expression on Doc Fulton's face.
Never to be seen again.
Again, yes.
I'm sure she's fine, sir.
You
didn't like the scripts, huh? He says, looking at them. They're just scattered around. He goes, okay. Well, hey, Elliot sent over the box. He figured you'd find something in there you liked.
We'll find the right thing eventually. But that is not it.
What kind of script do you want? And what kind of movie you want to be in? Because I was saying, jump on that superhero bandwagon. That thing is going to the moon. They have made in the last year 318 superhero movies. I'm sure that one more will not saturate the box office more than it is now.
When it
if
comes
only
out,
I were black, and then it would be the biggest.
Oh my God! Yes,
ever. Because there has been no black superheroes yet.
Oh, except for the Black Panther franchise of 8 movies. Other than that, I totally agree.
So, what is your name anyway?
Tommy Cass. He looks impressive. You guys ask his name. Usually people just, don't.
So are you just Doc's accountant, or do you also look after Alex?
I kind of do both. The studio sent me over because you guys don't, for Alex, anytime he gets money, he's been putting it on a random person's bed and then pouring a bottle of whiskey on it and then laughing. And so they said, you should. Initially, I was for him, but they said they didn't know if Dr. Fulton really wanted to deal with the money. So they said, go ahead and deal with it. Pretty much, yeah. Just occasional signatures, and I'm good to go. Yeah, but I'll tell you what, I don't know what's up with Alex with those pure white eyes and shit. That's weird.
White eyes?
Totally. He doesn't have.
Alex has got pure white eyes.
It must be a tattoo or something. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. Well, and also the
that
eyes
is very interesting.
And the eyes on the back of his hands and shit. I don't know what's up with that. It's just weird, but
okay.
I'm sure makeup and stuff will help out. I don't know. So you guys want to go to the building, get the signature?
Interesting.
Yes.
He pulls out his phone. He says, I don't really know how to drive. I'm not a race car driver. I can probably get us there.
That's right.
Shows the car upside down on fire. You guys are like, I fucking hate these people.
Get us a chance to get dressed.
Great. I'll go get the car warmed up. He goes outside, touches the hood. Warm, California. Looks around.
Question, Logan.
Yeah.
The cyberpunk money that I have, is that still cyberpunk money?
Right. You guys get dressed and go outside. The guy who's in the driver's seat, unless one of you wants to kick his ass out, he's going to be driving slowly and carefully, but traffic is a bitch. So he's going to make a driving roll plus 30. He is trying to obey all speed limits and maybe a little under the speed cautiously. It helps. Great. You guys managed to survive. You get to the building and somebody had put like graffiti and counter graffiti on it. Somebody had written Australians suck. Somebody else crossed out suck and wrote in embassy. Give me evidence analysis rolls as you guys look at it and go,
what the hell?
Oh, I made it.
Yep, by 30.
Holy shit. You're now kind of looking at it in a weird juxtaposition. This building is on the same spot that the Australian embassy is.
Okay.
Give me Sandy rolls. Ah! My brain hurts. It hurts. It's 0 if you make it.
Interesting.
Okay.
You say, which means, oh no, you think.
Yeah, so sewer's underneath there. Interesting.
So you guys, basically, it's a slumlord that's selling it, and he's selling it cheap because, he doesn't really come right out and say it, but you have the feeling that he enjoys the horses, but they don't enjoy him. And large, dangerous men want money now. And this guy's either going to get your money and pay them back because you're paying cash, so hence the super low price, or he's just going to take all he can get and leave. You're not really sure which. You really don't care. Basically, the accountant, as soon as the deeds are all done and stuff, and the accountant had checked to make sure there's no liens, et cetera, against the building. And it's the building's a couple steps away from being condemned. It'll definitely need big money to fix it up, but considering that the basement is one of the things, yeah, it's got some unhappy people living in it currently. Not in a great neighborhood here. At the rate that they pay rent and stuff, you should never see your money back. I wouldn't even bother with that. The rent pretty much goes to keeping the walls from falling down at this point.
That's fine. I just want it to be a functional building so we can use the entrance and
yeah.
And then over time, I'm sure we'll improve it.
You'll probably, well, if you come in with a mill or two and go, then it'll be a nice building suddenly, because money can make shit like that happen. You may even tear it down, put up a better building. I don't know.
Well, the section on the ground floor, which it was fully furnished and apparently large enough to accommodate all the players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that was vacant, and that was why we took it.
Yep. Yep. You've got other people that are living there that no doubt, as
above,
as the world continues on, if you spend a lot of time here, you will meet them, and they will get stranger and stranger over time until finally some whole weird shit goes on here, and then Chris decides to just shear the building off after the first floor and kill all those motherfuckers. This is your guess.
So this is the basement that goes and connects to, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Swim or Die is close to his.
No. Sort of.
Kind of. Well, you go through some shit to get to Swim or Die, but...
No. It didn't go through here. It didn't go through in the modern world. It ended... We had to cross over to cyberpunk to get to Swim, or to get to the area with the UFO and stuff.
Yes. You were quite right. Yeah. Which, there's more going on that with some of this shit.
At the time we checked it out, it didn't go through, I should say.
Yes. Odd things are afoot at the Circle K.
Yeah. The other way went to a maze, which had 2 exits. One eventually ended up at a subway system. The other one ended up into a huge cavern, which is where Brown was, and that had several exits, and it had a ghost city in it. And there was some other stuff in there.
Yeah. Eventually
the sewers influx. The sewers influx is what caused Brown to come into being, apparently.
Eventually, the sewers will get so complicated. Right now, I've got 275 different distinct areas. It'll get so complicated that eventually the thing it's on won't load. And then I will be the victor. So, right, there you go.
And I will be the victor.
Mm.
So many things from that movie. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And it's such an awful movie.
Mm-hmm. I'm sad he didn't make more. So, right. You guys are hanging out in front of the building. The accountant guy goes, all right. He looks at the one car, looks at you guys, because you seem to be happy standing there murmuring to each other.
You can go ahead and go. We'll figure out a way back.
Well, I wouldn't want. I can catch a cab back, sir.
No, go. It's your car. You go.
Actually, sir, it's your car.
Then you go.
Yes, sir. He gets in the car and drives away, looking scared, like, oh shit, I fucked this up already. It was a good gig. So he fucks off. Yay. You guys stand quietly in front of the building. You notice that there are like kind of hoodlums and hooligans around, but their base danger sense is saying, you don't want a piece of these two guys. They look well dressed. They look pretty mild. they will fucking kill you and burn the neighborhood down. And they're like, nah, man, we'll just sit around and stare ominously at them. And if they look pissed, we'll go inside. you accidentally glance at somebody and the whole group just like, ooh, look, we gotta go over here now. And they go further away and shit. Yeah, you pick up some basic survival skills apparently in the ghetto.
In the ghetto.
Yeah, so you know they're things nature says do not touch. Warning light is going on, so you know they worry that they can't touch this or it will become hammer time. So they fuck off.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you really needed to get done or you wanted to get done? Oh, and Logan, are you ever going to run what I did last session or no?
With the mayor?
No, not the mayor. Lopan and such?
Oh no, you are the victor. You may discuss your victory as you wish.
So
you guys are standing on the street. People are usually crossing the other side. Some are just walking by because they don't have acute survival instincts. But you know, you're pretty much out in the open right now.
So we go inside to the apartment.
Yeah.
Sure, we can go down to the basement and chat.
The basement is actually about as furnished as the apartment that you're trying to figure out a way to get Mildred Bumgardner in. Actually, yeah, the basement's a lot nicer than the apartment, which is pretty much empty and looks like, well, there's a chalk outline of a guy and a chalk outline of his dog next to him.
You previously said it was furnished, fully furnished.
Oh, you're right. Okay, excellent. Chalk outlines are still there, though, but
That's
you've got shitty furniture.
That was one of the reasons we'll take this fully furnished and everything. It'll save us having to worry about it.
Some of the furniture was probably stolen, is my guess.
Yeah, that's right.
The door has been kicked open so many times that, you know, it just kind of doesn't really matter anymore. So
all right,
you guys are hanging out.
So what were you saying, Doc?
I wanted to know what you... Oh, so Lopan is no more.
Okay. How'd you deal with him in the end?
Me and Batman beat him down with electrified.
Oh shit! Both of you take a card. I forgot something. There was a picture of Robin on Doc Fulton's door in the cheesiest fucking possible outfit with like the short shorts and shit. Somebody had left that on your door, Doc. You're not sure who, but they're dead.
Motherfucker.
And it's the one of you in that outfit. So you don't know where they got it.
Oh, I know exactly where that came from.
All right. And also there was in Mildred's room, there was a harpoon looking thing or barbed spear that looks like somebody either painted it with blood or it was run completely through a person and then pushed out the other side and then rammed into the wall more than once and then left sticking in the wall with a little note on it that said asshole on it. Yeah. Who would do that in Mildred's room? Oh, plus she had like 10 grand scattered around the room and it smelled like whiskey in there. So there you go. You guys both got a card.
So you and Batman beat Lopan down with electrified weapons.
Batman.
Yes. Because that's, I guess, how the one way that you can affect a non-corporeal is
okay, because he was out of phase. He was a ghost. That was how you worked out how to actually affect him. Nice.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why I just rolled. I don't know what the fuck I'm rolling. Anyway. I wanted to draw a card and I rolled fucking, yeah.
Maybe you're wanting to use your Robin voice.
No.
So what did you end up doing with the Yellowstone then?
Okay, so the Yellowstone I had.
Yes.
that Lopan really wanted and was like coming after me for.
This is a good story.
I went to Burlington and tossed it in the hole of going away.
Okay. I've no
Holy
idea what
crap,
that
you've
is.
never been there. That's right. I forgot about that. No,
All right, I'll say out of character, I know what it is.
okay.
In character, I don't know what it is
Well,
because out of character, I've listened to a couple of sessions of Burlington now.
I was going to say, you could simply blah him on Burlington, and then Pete will know everything that Pete knows.
Blah.
Yeah, but the thing is, I haven't listened to anything Chris has done in Burlington. I've listened to TK and Mick or Matt or whoever it was he was playing with, and Yana and Matt do Burlington.
No problem. You're in for some great fucking episodes.
So yeah, I've
The whole of going away.
Yeah. So the thing in the sheriff's office where they put the bodies of newspaper boys after they get pelted with milk bottles.
Okay, so yeah, that's where I took the first Yellowstone and was like, boop.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
It's clever as shit.
Very, very nicely thought.
Logan was like, fuck you. And then the second two I destroyed. We snuck in and destroyed.
Okay, you managed to track down where Lopan was hanging out, did you?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, it's in the sewers. I can describe to you how to get there. You need a rebreather to get to them, or scuba.
That's all right. It's probably not of use.
Or you go through Batman's cave. I mean, one of the two. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Question for you in relation to Burlington. The Ovaltine magic decoder rings.
Mm-hmm.
Has anybody died with one in their possession?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Card for Pete. I know what kind of evil, wicked thoughts you're thinking of. Well done, you. Take a card, Pete.
Why?
The guy on the TV said he was dead in the halfway house and wanted one. So I was wondering whether or not if you have a magic decoder ring when you die, when you come back, whether or not you are not as impacted by the death or some other thing, or it allows you to go stop off at another realm, the halfway house, when you're dead, or something. I don't know. Hence my question of what the magic. If you've got one in your possession when you die, it may affect things some way.
The look on Chris's face, like, I don't know. I'm going to kill you now. Here's an Ovaltine ring.
I could use the talent right now. Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind.
Yes. But yeah, that was hence my question. Yeah. I was curious to see. Because considering some people, from what I've heard, some people have actually committed suicide and killed themselves. So I wasn't sure if they happened to have one on them at the time or not.
Best TPK ever. Best ever.
Actually, the thing I felt interesting about Burlington and Canada was the fact that you could travel from those two locations without actually going through a gate. It appeared that you didn't go through a gate.
Are you sure?
Well, from the little bits I've heard, you pretty much climb down the bomb shelter, go across a chasm, go across some railway tracks, across a chasm, and out the mine entrance. There's no portal you step through. There's no portal that anybody seemed to. Well, the bits that I've heard anyway.
No, I'm pretty sure that when you climb down the ladder, you go through a gate.
Okay, so it's not an obvious gate then, unlike the other gates we've seen.
Right. It's not like something you need to activate. It's not a.
Oh no! It's not even visible. It's not visible that you pass through a gate.
It's just like because it's so dark. It's like because everything kind of becomes dark. And even if you have a light source, it's just like a tunnel, and it's just tunnel, and then somewhere else.
I mean, assuming you trans,
Right, and I know the sewers can be the same way, which is why when you walk the sewers for 2 hours with the brown power, you kind of are lost. You're lost. You're lost. You're somewhere else.
Yeah,
I think it's the same thing. As long as you're traveling and there's not a lot to be seen around, it's, you know what I mean? Like
yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Okay.
And I've been wondering about that whole thing as well. That whole thing of walking somewhere, being able to actually. That's part of the reason I took the gate and whatever school was, because I was interested to see if at gate and time at higher levels you could actually do that. You could do the whole walking, turning the corner, walking in the sewers, changing things, and slowly move yourself across. If there's some sort of ability to do that.
As Chris begins to have flashbacks. I gave you an air card, Chris, so.
Okay.
But yes, the whole Princess of Amber type situation, but yeah.
I try not to look at Logan. I don't want to look at Logan because I don't want to roll empathy on Logan. As to if he's there, I do.
Yes.
So
But yeah. I mean, have you spent any time? Oh, so have you been to Smurfland?
No.
It's probably
No,
better if you don't.
I have not been there. I'm not sure I want to go there.
It was horrifying. I was there with Mildred. It was no good. She, for someone as homicidal as she is, she really sucks at combat. I mean, she really needs to work on that shit.
I thought
for real. Like,
she's not too bad with a gun. She's just not very good with knives or anything like that, with melee side of things, from what I've seen. Speaking of Mildred, while you were running around with Batman, it occurred to me that she's a Harley Quinn.